Hey kids, Chris, Laura, Nicole, Michelle, Kaylee. Love you guys. I'm going to start something to keep myself on track. I got this book for Christmas. Michelle gave it to me. It's called Living in the Psalm. And I have a bad habit. I got to admit to you that I start something and I go really good for like a week and then I just sort of forget to do it. So I'm going to force myself by making videos for you guys to read this every day, share it with you, and hopefully you'll get something out of it someday. So anyway, here it goes. This is by Chuck Swindoll. Again, it's called Living in the Psalm, and we'll start with week 1, and today's December 30th, 2012, so it's a good time to start. And this is how it starts. The grind of compromise. How blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He will be like a tree firmly planted by streams of water, which yields fruit in its season. And its leaf does not wither, and in whatever he does he prospers. The wicked are not so, but they are like chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. Well, Chuck Swindoll goes further here. He talks about compromise and erosion, day 1. The Hebrews' ancient hymnal begins with a song that addresses one of life's most common grinds, compromise. Please understand, I'm not referring to those give and take times so necessary for living in harmony with one another. Without that healthy kind of compromise, nations could never find a meeting ground for peaceful coexistence, and family members would forever be at each other's throats. I'm thinking rather of compromising with wrong, allowing the slow-moving tentacles of evil to wrap themselves around us, squeezing the joys and rewards of obedience from our lives. It happens so silently, so subtly, we hardly realize it's taking place. Like an enormous oak that has decayed for years from within and then suddenly falls. Those who permit the eroding grind of compromise can expect an ultimate collapse. I recall reading years ago of the construction of a city hall and fire station in a small northern Pennsylvania community. All the citizens were so proud of their new brick structure, a long-awaited dream come true. Not too many weeks after moving in, however, strange things began to happen. Several doors failed to shut completely, and a few windows wouldn't slide open very easily. As time passed, ominous cracks began to appear in the walls. Within a few months, the front door couldn't be locked since the foundation had shifted, and the roof began to leak. By and by, the little building that was once the source of great civic pride had to be condemned. The culprit proved to be a controversial coal extraction process called longwall mining. Deep in the earth beneath the foundation, soil, rock, and coal had been removed by the tons so that the building sat on a foundation that had no support of its own. Because of this man-made erosion, the building began to sink. So it is with compromise in a life. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, one rationalization leads to another, which triggers a series of equally damaging alterations in a life that was once stable, strong, and reliable. That seems to be the concern of the psalmist as he composes his first song, which encourages us to resist even the slightest temptation to compromise our convictions. The passage and its pattern. The first psalm is brief and simple, direct and profound. Even a casual reading of these 6 verses leads us to see that it is filled with contrasts between 2 different walks of life, the godly and the ungodly. A simple yet acceptable outline of Psalm 1 would be 1. The godly life, verses 1 through 3. 2. The ungodly life, verses 4 through 6. Written between the lines of this ancient song is evidence of the age-old battle in which all of us are engaged, compromise, the erosion of our good intentions. Making it strong in your soul. Take just a few moments now to review your priorities. Family, career, vocation, or calling. Job, not necessarily the same as career, vocation, or calling. Health, finances, possessions, friends, spiritual development, and feel free to expand the list. As your eyes land on each word, did your conscience react to anything? Did you mentally flinch or cringe? Compromise occurs when our behavior fails to reflect our priorities In what ways have you compromised, and how can you get back on track? Now, I've lived both those lives, and you know something? I always had good intentions, but I've heard it said that the road to hell is paved in good intentions. We can't do it on our own. We can't do it in our own power. We have to ask for God's help. And there's no way for us to live, you know, a godly life without God. So anyway, that's day one. And I'm going to get on to day two. So you'll know if I've been faithful in doing this because you'll see the videos or you won't. So I'm going to do it tomorrow. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.